When an athlete reaches the top of their game, they end up making boatloads of cash. With all that excess change rattling around in their pockets, one of their favorite investments is luxury cars. And sometimes they can be worth millions of dollars. Today, we're going to look at some of the most expensive cars bought by athletes. We're looking at the NFL, the UFC, pro wrestlers, soccer players, and many more elite athletes. We'll examine such cars as a classic Mustang that cost loads to restore, as well as a limited edition Bugatti hypercar that cost Cristiano Ronaldo a pretty penny. So, let's get started. With an astonishing, unbeaten professional record, Floyd Mayweather is often thought of as one of the best boxers of all time. With all that talent comes the big bucks. At the height of his career, it's estimated that Mayweather was bringing in $300 million per bout. He currently has an estimated net worth of $450 million. A few years ago, prior to his third and currently final retirement, Mayweather decided to splash the cash on a 2010 Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. It's said to have cost the legend around $4.8 million. The reason for the high cost is due to the fact that only 2 of the Trevitas were ever made. The hypercar has a diamond weave carbon fiber finish. It also has a 4.8-liter V8 engine with 1,018 horsepower. It has a top speed of over 254 miles per hour. The Trevita can get from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. It's an absolute beast. But by 2017, Mayweather decided to cash in on this vehicular investment. He put up the Trevita for sale. After some searching, the car was eventually sold for $2.6 million, which means Mayweather lost $2.2 million. One of the most famous faces in Formula One is Lewis Hamilton. He currently has 6 world championships to his name. With being that recognizable, Hamilton has a net worth estimated at $285 million. His F1 team, Mercedes, are said to pay him around $40 million per year. Since he works with cars for a living, you know that Hamilton would have a passion for them that crosses over into his private life. In 2012, news came out that he'd spend top dollar on a Pagani Zonda 760 LH. The LH is based on the design for the 760 RS. The RS has a 7.8-liter engine with 760 horsepower and can reach 220 miles per hour. It also comes with a manual gearbox. It's stated that Hamilton spent $2 million on the Zonda. Even with all his driving skills, Hamilton still crashed his Zonda in 2015 whilst in Monaco. Later, Hamilton stated he was fatigued, which caused the incident. In later interviews, the F1 star has stated that while the Zonda is one of the most stunning cars he has, it's also one of the worst to handle, which might have been a factor in the crash. When football/soccer fans talk about the greatest players to ever grace the game, Cristiano Ronaldo's name will be in the running. This accolade has even made the Portuguese star one of the richest athletes in the world. He currently has an estimated net worth of $500 million. In 2019, car manufacturers Bugatti announced a limited edition car that's going to be released in 2021, the Bugatti Centodieci. Only 10 of these supercars will be made in the world. Shortly after the announcement, the 10 models were snapped up. According to reports, one is going to Ronaldo, and due to the rarity of the Centodieci, Ronaldo is believed to have spent $9 million. Beyond being rare, the Centodieci will also be a wonder under the hood. It has an 8-liter W16 engine with 1,600 horsepower. It can reach 62 miles per hour in just 2.4 seconds. On top of this, it will have a top speed of 236 miles per hour. The Centodieci is inspired from the Bugatti EB110 that was first made in 1991. We can expect Ronaldo's Centodieci to have CR7 involved somewhere in the design. In June 2020, Conor McGregor announced he was retiring from fighting. The mixed martial arts star made his name at the UFC. There, he amassed a cult of personality as he dominated in the featherweight and lightweight divisions. As such, he currently has an estimated net worth of $120 million, with a speculated amount of $100 million coming in from just the 2017 boxing match against Floyd Mayweather. With all that cash, the Irish fighter has also dabbled with pricey cars, one of which was a Rolls-Royce Phantom drophead coupe. After winning the featherweight belt in 2015 from Jose Aldo, McGregor fancied treating himself to this luxury convertible to celebrate. At the time, this model was the most expensive that Rolls-Royce had produced, with an original sales price of $533,000. Older models of the drophead coupe were even featured during the opening ceremonies of the 2012 London Summer Olympics. McGregor's model has a 6.7-liter V12 engine with 453 horsepower. To get from 0 to 60 miles per hour, it only takes 5.6 seconds. One of the most popular supercars for athletes to get is the Lamborghini Aventador. Well, NBA legend LeBron James decided to get the Lamborghini Aventador Roadster variation, but with an added feature. With an estimated salary of $100 million per year and a net worth of $480 million, you can expect James's Lamborghini Aventador Roadster to be pricey. Which it is, since he spent $670,000 on this special supercar in 2013. The Roadster was custom wrapped with a floral print to match the inside of his Nike kicks at the time, the LeBron James X1 King's Pride. The stunt was, in part, made along with Nike, but beyond the statement-making wrap, the Lamborghini Aventador Roadster has more to offer. 2013 model had a V12 engine with 729 horsepower. It can get from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. It also had an impressive top speed of 217 miles per hour. The Roadster also has a removable roof that consists of 2 carbon fiber panels, making this vehicle open air in a moment's notice. While nowadays Dwayne Johnson is thought of more as an actor, he originally rose to fame due to delivering rock bottoms as the professional wrestler, The Rock. Every year, Johnson is near the top of the highest earners in Hollywood. Today, he sits on an estimated worth of $320 million. The now occasional WWE star has quite the car collection in his arsenal, one of which is the Pagani Huayra. In 2015, during the premiere for his new TV show at the time, Ballers, Johnson arrived in style with this vehicle, although he did struggle getting out of it due to his massive frame. The Huayra is said to have cost The Rock $1.3 million. The gorgeous sports car has a 6-liter V12 engine with 720 horsepower. It has a top speed of 238 miles per hour and can get from 0 to 60 in just 2.8 seconds. In 2019, the newer model, the Pagani Huayra Roadster BC, was announced, but only 40 would be made. As such, it could cost around $3.5 million to purchase. Perhaps this newer model might be on The Rock's wish list. Next up, we have one of the oldest cars to make it on the list, and it once belonged to American golfing icon Bubba Watson. The 2-time Masters tournament winner is said to have a net worth of $30 million from his sporting prowess. Watson is known to be a car lover. He purchased his own dealership in 2016. He also purchased the General Lee car from the 80s show Dukes of Hazzard for $112,000 in 2012. One of the other cars that caught his eye is the 1939 Cadillac LaSalle Seahawk. He had it customized to his liking over the years. In 2015, Watson decided to auction it off, but not for himself. Instead, the proceeds would go to the organization Birdies for the Brave. This is a program that benefits United States Armed Forces members and their families. It means a lot to Watson since his father was a lieutenant in the US Army during Vietnam. Due to a similar auction in 2013, it was expected that Watson's Cadillac would reach around $250,000. Instead, it was sold for $410,000 altogether. The 2-time NBA champion J.R. Smith has had a glittering career as he approaches his twilight years, so much so that the LA Laker player has said to have amassed a net worth of $35 million. While with the Cleveland Cavaliers, Smith signed a 4-year contract in 2016 worth $57 million. During 2013, whilst playing for the New York Knicks, Smith was spotted leaving a monster of a car. It was a Gurkha F5 armored truck. These vehicles are often used in the military, not usually in Manhattan. The model first came to the public eye when it was used in 2011's film Fast 5. This 13,000-pound heavy vehicle has an 8-cylinder diesel engine with 304 horsepower. This armored vehicle, created by Teradyne, is able to withstand a lot of abuse, hence why it's used in combat situations. It's believed that the Gurkha F5 would have set back Smith around $450,000. However, shortly after the story broke, there were claims that Smith didn't own the Gurkha. Instead, he might have been using a friend's vehicle, perhaps in order to try it out before he got his own. In 2009, Jenson Button won the Formula One World Drivers' Championship, the tippy top of the F1 world. Due to this and his many racing accolades, Button is believed to have a net worth of $150 million. In 2013, whilst racing for the McLaren team, Button decided to invest in the incredible McLaren P1, only 375 of which were ever produced. And Button's was built to his own specifications. After retiring in 2017 from F1, Button decided to put the P1 up for sale during 2018. And to make it even more tempting, the car had only done 551 miles at the time. Button made the decision since he relocated from the US from the UK, he wanted others to enjoy the hypercar. Button's P1 has a twin-turbo V8 engine with 915 horsepower. It could get to 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds. The car also has an added specialized software upgrade worth £20,000 or $26,000. As of yet, the car is still available for sale. It's believed it could go for around $2.1 million. The former NFL running back Reggie Bush seems to be a fan of classic muscle cars. With an estimated net worth of $25 million and $60 million made from his American football career, Bush had the cash to indulge in what he likes. So much so that he purchased a Ford Mustang 1967 Shelby GT500 Fastback. Bush's Mustang has a 7-liter V8 engine. It also has a 4-speed manual transmission and a Hearst shifter with NOS tank with a go-go ignition button on the tunnel. This type of Mustang has a cult following due to the similar model appearing in the Gone in 60 Seconds films, both in 1974 and the remake in 2000. There, the car was nicknamed Eleanor. One of the cars actually used in the 2000 film was actually sold for $1 million during 2013. Since Bush bought this beast, it's believed he plowed around $800,000 into making it as beautiful as possible. However, also in 2013, Bush decided to part with his Mustang. It went on the market with an asking price of $300,000. And that's it! Which of these cars would you most like to have in your driveway? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. All of those actions really help us out. Finally, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.